Oge, on the other hand, does nothing at all. Her mother spoils her so much that she can't even pick a spoon from the floor. All she does is to make others and admire her clothes and beads. Her mother spoiled her with beads and clothing, and Oge grew up to become a spoiled, arrogant, and rude lady. Once upon a time, in the peaceful village of Umudim, there lived a young orphan girl named Ijeoma. She was as gentle as the morning dew, and as kind as the warm rays of the sun. But alas, her life was not as bright as her heart. Ijeoma lost her mother when she was just a tiny baby. Her father, grieving and in need of help, married a young woman named Nonye, believing she would take care of Ijeoma as her own. Nonye looked so calm and peaceful, but her heart was as dark as the night. At first, she wasn't happy with the fact that her soon-to-be husband already had a daughter from his late wife, because she said she wasn't ready to be a mom to someone that is not her child. She decided to pretend to be okay with this and went ahead with the marriage just to ensure she gets married to her suitor. But deep within her, she wasn't happy with the fact that there is a child to take care of. Nonye wasn't a good mother to baby Ijeoma at all. She only pretended to be nice to her only when her husband is around. A year later, Nonye gave birth to a baby girl named Oge. But unfortunately, her husband passed away, leaving Ijeoma and Oge under Nonye's care. Few years later, Ijeoma grew up into a beautiful young girl, and also Oge, Nonye's daughter. She grew up into a beautiful young girl, both under Nonye's care. Nonye wasn't a kind mother to Ijeoma at all. She hated Ijeoma with so much resentment. She treated Ijeoma like she isn't a human being. Nonye maltreated Ijeoma so much that most times Ijeoma goes to bed crying, wishing her parents were alive. Ijeoma practically does all the chores in the house, and Nonye never allows her to rest at all. She starves Ijeoma of food, and Ijeoma goes to bed most nights without eating. In the morning, she eats mostly leftovers and works really hard. Oge, on the other hand, does nothing at all. Her mother Nonye spoiled her so much that she can't even pick a spoon from the floor. All she does is to make others and then admire her clothes and beads. Her mother spoiled her with beads and clothes, and Oge grew up to become a spoiled, arrogant, and rude lady. She goes as far as causing issues between Nonye, her mother, and Ijeoma. She wasn't a nice sister to Ijeoma at all. She treated Ijeoma with so much disdain and hate, just like her mother Nonye. One day, Nonye asked Ijeoma to go to the village stream to fetch water, and on her way back, unfortunately, she slipped and broke the water pots. Ijeoma was so scared of what her stepmother Nonye would do to her. She wept, and eventually she went home. When she got home, she narrated what happened to her stepmother, and her stepmother and stepsister pounced on her, beating her mercilessly, and she wasn't given food for the whole of that day. At night, when the stars came out and the world grew quiet, Ijeoma would lie awake in her bed, her stomach rumbling with hunger. Tears would slip slightly down her cheeks as she wished for a different life, one where she wasn't always hungry and tired, one where she was loved and cherished. But no matter how hard life became, Ijeoma never lost hope. Deep down, she knew that someday things would get better, and little did she know that that day was just around the corner, waiting to change her life forever. Meanwhile, Oge flounced around the house, her laughter ringing out like silver bells. She never lifted a finger at all to help Ijeoma in one way or the other. Rather, she preferred spending her days admiring herself or gossiping with friends. Sometimes, she would even mock Ijeoma openly, making cruel jokes about her, calling her good for nothing, calling her a housemaid. She never for one day acknowledged Ijeoma as a sister. One fateful day, Nonye asked Ijeoma to go pick some fruits from the farm. On her way back home after picking the fruits, she met an old man who asked her to please give him some fruits, that he was very hungry and thirsty. Ijeoma gave the old man the fruits and also ran to the stream to get him water to drink. The old man thanked Ijeoma and gave her a bead. He told her the bead was magical and that whatever she asked the bead for, it will provide. Ijeoma thanked the old man and went home with the rest of the fruits and the bead. Later that day, Ijeoma brought out the bead and decided to test its magic. She remembered she needed to eat, and her stepmother Nonye didn't give her food, so she asked the bead for a yummy, delicious meal. Wow, lo and behold, the bead provided a very rich and delicious food. Ijeoma was excited about this, and she ate to her satisfaction. Ijeoma hid the bead and asked it for whatever she wants, ranging from clothes, food, beads, and everything the bead provided. After a while, Nonye and Oge noticed how Ijeoma was glowing and wondered what is happening. Oge became jealous of Ijeoma's new skin and decided to find out what she has been doing. Nonye asked Ijeoma to buy stuffs from the market, and immediately she left home, Nonye and Oge rushed into Ijeoma's room and saw how beautiful her room now looks. They also went ahead to check the beautiful clothes. Nonye and Ijeoma wondered how she was able to get those things. When Ijeoma returned from the market, Nonye and Oge pounced on her and forced her to tell them how she was able to get everything. Out of jealousy, Nonye asked her daughter Oge to also pick some fruits from the farm, so she could also meet the old man that blessed Ijeoma. Oge also set out for the farm. On her way back from the farm, she met the old man. The old man asked for some fruits and water. Instead of Oge to give the old man the fruits and water just like Ijeoma, Oge insulted the old man, calling him names, calling him a beggar, praising herself that she is too beautiful to fetch water for him and also to give him fruits, that he should go and look for someone else to give him fruits and water and stop begging around. The old man never responded to Oge's insults. Instead, he thanked Oge and gave her a small box of bead and asked her to open it when she gets home. Oge collected the beads from the man without a word and left. When Oge got home, she showed her mom the box and they were both excited. Immediately they opened it, they had bees biting them all over their body. Their body was covered with spots, and that was how they lived for the rest of their lives. Because the bites had no cure, the bees were not just normal bees, and that was how their body was covered with spots for the rest of their life. Ijeoma continued being kind She also became friends with the old man, who continued to bless her with one magic gift or the other. And she had everything she wanted and lived happily ever after. The moral of the story is that kindness and generosity are more valuable than wealth or beauty. No matter how hard life gets, treating others with love and compassion will always bring happiness. Let us all learn to be kind. Let us all learn to show love. Let us all learn to be generous, as we never can tell how tomorrow will be. Thank you so much for watching my video. My name is Onyi Stories and Folktales, and please click on the subscribe button if you haven't. It's a way of supporting us and it is absolutely free. And also turn on the post notification, just so when I post more interesting videos like this, you will be among the first to be notified once it drops. Thank you so much. See you in my next video. Bye.